Sorry.
Thank you. Afternoon. Hello.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here. Just one word of housekeeping before we start. The usual one, please make sure any mobile phones or other devices are turned on to at least silent and not off. And I'll now hand over to Chairman James Brent to start this afternoon's very exciting press conference.
That's great. Well, thank you, Rick. Could I just start with a welcome to everyone today, particularly our colleagues, but also, of course, to the members of the media. If I could also just say a word of thanks to my colleagues who've participated. Well, I think it's been a very rapid recruitment process. I was saying earlier that hiring a senior person who's so important to our club over a period of just 2 weeks is incredible in any other industry other than the football industry, where people are challenging you, why haven't you gone faster? So thank you to everyone who's participated in that process. We had some truly exceptional candidates who were keen to come and manage and lead football at Plymouth Argyle. We had around 100 people interested in coming along and doing the job. We long-listed down to 18, short-listed down to 6, and absolutely delighted that Derek is now joining us. I've probably said enough, because you all want to hear from Derek. We've heard too much of it already, so I'll just pass across to Derek to answer. What we thought we'd do is go straight to Q&A, so we can answer all the questions that you have, rather than just Derek to...
There will be an opportunity for one-on-ones afterwards as well. So,
thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
So are there any questions?
Derek? Welcome to Plymouth, Derek. What are your immediate thoughts on this challenge ahead?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I said when I was going to get my next job, it had to be the right club, and I feel this is the right club. It's a club that want to go forward, and I believe that I can do with that with Plymouth Argyle.
What do you know about English football, the Football League, and Plymouth in particular?
Yeah, very much. I've been watching English football for a number of years now. I obviously played in England at an early age with Burnley, and I think that it's a competitive league, and Argyle did really well last year, and pushed into that player position. What do you think is possible to be achieved? Obviously, your immediate job is to pick up some probably quite disappointed players after the disappointment of last season. What do you think is possible to be the target here? Well, I think that anything's possible. I think that trying to get promotion is also the achievement that the club want, and that's why I'm here. I'm here because the club want to get somewhere. They've got a desire and a commitment to do something. The reason that I've moved is to better myself, and I feel that I've done that coming to this part of Devon. A lot of talk is about the style of football teams and the way managers set up tactically. What type of a brand of football do you want to bring to Plymouth? Well, you obviously want to have a creative approach to the game. You want to play with a style of football that is going to appease the fans. But the one thing that will appease the fans is winning football matches, and that's the major focus here, is to win games. But especially at home, to have players that are creative, scoring goals, and bringing the fans back to the stadium. Can I ask you a question, Chairman, if I may? I know he's sat next to you, and it's often difficult to answer this one, but why was Derek the right man for this football club?
It's very. We spent about an hour and a half at our board meeting that followed John Sheridan stepping down from the club 2 weeks ago, and identified 11 characteristics that we wanted for our new manager. And so we spent about an hour and a half as a board debating those. And then very boringly assessed our 6 shortlisted candidates against those characteristics, and the panel scored independently without showing the results, and Derek was unanimously number 1. So it was a very boring, quant-based. What do we want, and how do each of the candidates compare?
Derek, Chris Harrington from the Herald. What do you know about Plymouth Argyle? I mean, I've just spoken to you briefly outside there, and you obviously know it's Plymouth Argyle, and you referred to them Argyle already before. What do you know about this football club? Well, obviously, you said to me, "Welcome to Plymouth," and I said, "No, it's Argyle," and I think that's important. You've got to remember that, and from my point of view, the football club is obviously wanting to get back to the Championship, and my main focus is obviously to get them out of the division they're in at this moment in time. They played very well last season, and John Sheridan
has laid a base here for us to go forward. And I think that my next step is to push on, to recruit, and to use the players that were here last season, well for the season ahead.
I think you've got 13 players at the moment signed up. You're going to have to be busy in recruiting new players, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to be. I think that that's imperative that we go in that direction. And over my years as a football manager, that's something I've had to do season on season. So it doesn't scare me, but I know I'll have to get moving quite quickly.
I see one season at Ross County, I think it was 2012-13, you had to bring in a lot of players before the start of the season and gel them all together, and you were the manager of the month for the first season in the August. Do you feel that's something that you're capable of challenging and repeating down here?
Well, I think that that's something you've got to look to do. I think that trying to do that up north was very difficult, but the quality of player that we're going to take here are hopeful that we can move forward and be successful. And we want people that are going to be hungry, hard-working players with that creative edge to them.
You've obviously done your homework on Argyle. You'll be aware that lots of Scottish managers have been down here in the past, and successful ones at that. Dave Smith, Paul Sturrock, particularly in recent times. It's quite an unusual quirk that so many Scots have come this far down south in England, isn't it?
It is. Obviously been the 12th Scot to manage here, but it's to manage a football club of this magnitude, and really to say that the board and the chairman have been great. Since I've come down, and look forward to working with them, and I think that it's going to be a terrific journey for this football club.
I don't want to put any pressure on you at this early stage, but Alex Neil...
That can't be. You're a press man, come on.
Alex Neil came down from Hamilton, a similar type of club, I guess, to Ross County, and did extremely well at Norwich City. You're hoping to emulate that sort of feat with Plymouth Argyle? Well,
obviously Alex took over at the end of the season, and he was able to get them into the Premiership, and they were a Championship club. Alec will really rightly tell you that they were a squad capable of being up there. I've got to obviously build a squad and to get us back to where this football club believes it belongs.
I see you got your pro licence at 33. That's quite a young age for somebody to get that. Was coaching something that you always really wanted, and coaching and management something that you really wanted to get your teeth stuck into? Yeah,
of course. I mean, my father was involved in football for many years, and I think that it's something that interested me. I took over at Ross County at 32 years of age, and now 39, 40, and then next week sometime. So, or maybe a couple of weeks, but it's something that I've really been interested in, and I want to really push this football club forward. I'm going to be enthusiastic, hard-working, and if you do your homework, you'll find that that's what I am.
June the 25th, isn't it?
June the 25th, yes. I'll expect a birthday cake.
What do you know about League Two football? Obviously, 4th Division in England. Do you know players and teams at this sort of level, or is it something you're going to have to find out a lot about? We
have a mixture. Know a bit about most of the teams. Going to learn more about other teams and players, and that also happens on a weekly basis. So there's not a problem there. As a football manager, you always have to learn on a weekly basis.
Did you, by chance, or have you seen the playoff semi-final against Wickham and 15,000 here, and the support the team got that night? Yeah,
I was watching it on the television, and I thought it was a fantastic atmosphere. Unfortunate to lose the match, and nearly came back into it in the end, but it showed a lot of resolve. Being down 3-0 in the game, and obviously to come back at the end.
And final one I was going to ask you was obviously Sean McCarthy, Paul Watson, John Harden were part of John Sheridan's backroom staff last year. Have you got any thoughts about whether they'll be staying and being part of your team?
Well, I'm just obviously in today, and something that I have to discuss and do over the next week or so, and speak with the chairman about that.
Chairman, could you tell us the length of the contract that Derek's agreed?
We haven't put it out yet, Chairman. It's up to you. It's not something we generally do.
Go on.
It's a 2-year contract.
Thank you.
Which will get us to the championship, I think, based on Ross County. Craig.
Any more questions from the floor, or shall we go to the next stage?
Question for the chairman. Obviously, this is your second manager here that you've appointed at Argyle. Slightly different circumstance this time, perhaps a bit more positive pushing forward. What's it like to be able to put someone in place with a bit more foundation there going forward?
Well, I'd probably start by answering the question that you didn't ask, if that's okay. John Sheridan, as Derek has said, I think did a really good job for the club. He came in when we were desperately aspiring to go out of the Football League, and he turned us around and did so very positively, moved us up to 10th and then up to 7th. So I think, as Derek has said, John laid the foundations. You're absolutely right. We got lucky with John in that we were recruiting in January. We were a club that looks as if it might go out of the Football League, so we weren't a very attractive proposition in terms of where we stood within the league. I mean, everyone could see that we were a large club that should be a championship club. But John stabilised it. It was an incredibly good response to the position, but we were absolutely delighted that Derek won through, as I say, totally unanimous support, secretly scored. So I'm sure I have a high degree of confidence we got that right.
And just finally, obviously, the sort of the legacy you could say that Derek's left at Ross County. I mean, presumably that's what you're really hoping that he can leave here at Argyle as well.
Well, I mean, if Derek can take us up to the English Premier League and end up and takes up to 5th within that league, we'd be absolutely delighted. We quite like the cups on the way as well, Derek. If that's okay. It's not just about the league, but no. I mean, clearly, looking at a young manager, but a manager who's got experience, and it's not just experience; it's the experience of success that Derek's got. He's using a football phrase. He's clearly got something about him. And we're very enthusiastic and excited about what he can do in Argyle.